Good evening, Tenno and traders alike. Today I'm doing some credit farming because I'm trying to get to MR30. I'm almost 29, so I'm getting pretty excited about that. But because of that, I've been hanging out in some I hate myself. In some relays, trying to get credit blessings so I can freely try and do some index runs. Well, you can do the little caches you find in Holovania Survival or Profit Taker. I personally hate Profit Taker. And I've never been that good at the caches. They don't spawn all the time. I just find it a little bit fiddly. So really, I think it's a lot easier to just grab a frame that can get overguard, because in the index game mode, you have to pick up little tags off enemies that you kill. They give you this thing called financial stress that will drain your energy and reduce your maximum health. Not sure if it does armor and shields as well, but it reduces your defenses to a point, honestly, where you will be one-shot. Like, maybe people like Valkyrie could do it. They have like 10,000 armor with Warcry and really do take like single-digit damage. And I don't think it ever put my health below 10, so I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. But it is rather hard to survive without overguard, because thankfully it mechanically has its own overguard cap that they didn't account for in the index. I kind of think overguard was made to make the index simple, but really it's like an easy mode survival mechanic, however you choose to look at that. So really, all you'll need to do for this is someone with a cheap way to gain overguard. So you totally could do this with Rhino. You probably could get away with, I believe Steinax can do it, Frost, but you'd need like crazy efficiency for them, because I think that's both on their 4s. But anyway, the reason I started in this screen is I want to bring attention to the fact that I currently have 2.3 million credits, and with my blessing I should get 500,000 for this completion, because as you'll see in a moment, the index is basically a little betting arena here on Neptune, where Tenno can put up some credits to earn pretty big profit. This is affected by boosters. It is also affected by blessings. Those stack. From my understanding, it should give you quadruple rewards if you do have a little bit of platinum to throw at this goal, but turning platinum into credits is a little bit strange. But obviously it depends on how much time you've got to do this. If you've got a team together, then you really can get it done quite quickly. But as you can see here, with the more you bet, you get afflicted with increased financial stress. You also need slightly more points, which means that the enemy team, don't worry, this isn't PvP, they're just bots, will have a little more time to potentially screw you over. If you do end up getting killed and dropping any points you carry, it can lead to you failing, because them dropping off points reduces the timer that you'll see in the lower left hand side of the screen, while banking points or sort of dunking them, however you want to phrase that, does get you more time. So depending on how efficiently you can kill people, you do want to sort of drop off every 10. Thankfully, Kolovo is pretty good for this, so I do get to get bonus points. Oh boy, we actually have a random person. You can play this with other Tenno, much like I'm pretty sure every game mode in Warframe, but honestly, there doesn't tend to be too many people doing this. But as you can see in the sort of middle left of my screen there, we start with 180 seconds to sort of start getting some kills. And enemies drop these little green orbs that you can see. They'll start floating around you, and they are what afflict you with financial stress. It's not too big a deal, but it does mean that any mana-intensive frame is probably not a great choice for this game mode, because you're not really expecting to have energy. As you can see, you do get these little health and energy pickups. From my experience, equilibrium doesn't work in this game mode. It's very strange, so you can't pick up the health orbs to get energy. With something like Uriel on your team, that is only true for the health orbs spawned on the map by the game mode. He spawns his own health orbs, or something like Protea, someone like Citrine would probably be able to fuel you through this. But I'm not 100 on that, honestly. But as you can see, we are sort of continuing to sort of cleave through these guys, pick up our points, and every 5 points you pick up gets you an extra couple of bonus points. So whether you want to drop off at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, I think it caps out at 25 for like bonus points. Because at that point I'm pretty sure you get like 17 bonus points. So you don't have to do that 2-3 times really to actually fill it. Or like, you know, 2 times and then like drop off a 10 or something. Or obviously if you have teammates, they can do those last little bit. Your own PC teammates may also do it, because no matter what, you do have 4 people on your team, be they bots or fellow Tenno. And for better or worse, honestly. Okay, it seems like the Uriel is dropping off occasionally, that's good. Uriel has been one of these very surprising Warframes that I didn't think would be able to participate in this game mode, but really is a quite strong Warframe. As you can see, he's already dropped off 35 points for us. Where I'm still sitting here on, I've got 16 on me, I think I see there. Yeah, 17. So I'll probably drop off every 20, just to get us our 30 odd points. There we go. And as you can see there, that gets me my 32 index points. So for max financial stress, in case you didn't see earlier, we do have to get to 100. But for a bit of context, kind of glad I got to show that. If you fall off the edge, you immediately die. It's one of the reasons why. I'm sorry if I don't have that much to say during this, but I will try and pay attention to not fall off the edge again. Because if you do fall off an edge with sort of 30 odd points on you, the enemy obviously can quite quickly run over to where you fucking jumped off the cliff and grab up all those points. And it can lead to you running out of time. It's pretty hard to lose this game mode, honestly, but it's not impossible. Maybe it is for Uriel. It's pretty hard to find enemies. Corpo, there we are. cool, the Uriel has dunked again. This is one of the nice things about having other people on your team. If you do want to make an orchestrated effort to sort of, I could finish this off fairly soon, and he might still be sort of holding on to 40 points. He could just immediately do that for the next wave, just to make sure that we never run out of time, or potentially just to sort of finish a round quickly. It basically does just mean that you can overscore. And alright, he has actually decided to end it himself there. So now, as you can see, I'm just sort of sat here with 18 odd points on me. So once I get to 20, I will drop them off. There we go. And just to get us a nice start into the next round. I believe your time actually does in fact roll over. So there's not that much pressure, I just don't like carrying shitloads of points on me. I used to run this with Gara, because they're one of my mains, but my mate has talked me around to Overguard. At least for this game mode, it's extremely effective. Yeah, we're getting a little luckier with spawns. Because normally if you stay in one area, it's pretty good for them to just sort of come for you. This is one of the nice things about if you did have 4 people to do it, then you really could just sort of force them to come to an area, because all of the available points would be in a area. Sadly, the NPCs run around like headless chickens, but what can you expect, I guess? They weren't going to like program them to stick to you. Nice if they did though. But I do totally understand why they did not make that decision. I get the impression that back in the day this was supposed to be pretty challenging. I didn't play back at the start of Warframe, but honestly, even pre-Overguard, like, no, you wanted to have like a pretty dedicated build for it. Yeah, now honestly, oh okay, no, we can't use gear in this. I was about to check if I could use my arc gun to get a little bit of Overguard every now and then. Because honestly, if you could, I think any Warframe would be able to do this. They honestly don't hit very hard. It really is just the matter of if you get put to single digit health, or sort of like, you know, 10, 15 health, you are killable. Like, I don't know if there's that much that would save you at that point. Alright, cool, apparently I want to hang out by our scoreboard. Oh. Yeah, I'm done. This will also be a good test for me, because for one completion with the booster I should have got 500,000 for my 250k return. So that means for 3 completions I should get 1.5 mil. So I should go up to 3.8. And sorry, I know that numbers are boring, but I will try and prove my claims. Because I've definitely experienced a lot of misinformation from YouTube in general, honestly, especially with the issues with AI these days. There's all kinds of misinformation out there. So if I'm going to bother to make a video sort of explaining how and why a game mode works, figure I should probably prove it. Because otherwise I basically could have just called this, oh no, look, it's an extermination. It's an extermination mission that earns you shitloads of credits. And that wouldn't have been inaccurate. There's a little more to it too than that, but it would not be untrue. But I've always had a pretty high standard of the truth. Not to get on a moral high horse or anything. Can we find one more point? Come on. There we go. And feel free to take that as an honest-to-God recommendation. Getting 20 points on you does get you the 10 bonus points. That is a pretty substantial reward. So, like, if you do want to get to 25 to get the, I think you get 37 points or something, then, like, that's not crazy. But it does just sort of increase the risk of you falling off a cliff, randomly dying. You know, mistakes happen. So, I'm not going to tell you to risk it all, hold 100 points, drop once, be an alpha. Because really, in the long run, you'll probably just end up wasting more time. As they say, nothing wastes more time than trying to save time. That is one of the other adages that leads me to be not inclined to do the little survival caches. Or things like Profit Taker, even if you can get, like, I don't know, like 10 million credits or something from it if you're willing to do it with Chroma. Because, don't get me wrong, I have also just messed around with, you can use the Secti Laceretta. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. But it's one of the, I believe it's a syndicate weapon, and it gets you extra credits on kill. I tried using that with Chroma for a little while to farm credits, and honestly, if you're just sort of going around doing dailies, if you are doing the star chart but wouldn't mind getting some extra credits for it, it's not a bad way to get credits. You know, sort of get like 100, 150k a mission, which obviously that's nothing crazy, but just for playing the game, make sure you've got credits to keep building your former, keep building your mutagen parts, make whatever weapons you feel inclined to make. It definitely does help. Oh, dude, I'm right back at 26. Didn't even realize. But I'm glad I got to show off a couple of ways. That is how the index works. And it's basically Tenno football. Honestly, I'd be kind of down for doing this as PvP, but look, I say that, I think fighting a Warframe might be nightmare fuel. But okay, that only got me 1 million credits. How strange. But really the point of the video is that 14 minutes got me 1 million credits. I think that's a pretty decent farm, honestly. And you do need a credit blessing or a credit booster, but one of which can be bought, one of which can be freely obtained by any max level player. So, neither are particularly hard to get. But I hope you enjoyed and or found this informative. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Until then, have a great weekend. And seeing as when I'm recording this, I suppose have a happy Easter. Bye.